Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous tabletop role playing game news of the week of them all? OGGM. It's very difficult. It's an extra special level of skill that I managed to somehow take A Christmas Carol and make it appropriate. So that's got to be worth something, right? What's up, all my fellow Christmas carolers? It is I, the man who put the humbug in the bah humbug, the GM Grumpy McGrump, the West Coast Grognard, broadcasting live from a foggy, scary Ventura because we're still under a fire warning. Yay! At 8:51 in the morning on this, the 11th day of December. And it's Monday, which means it's time to us to open our stockings, unwrap our presents, set up our tree, get out our sextant, sex, and plot our course for the week by looking at what are the tabletop role-playing game news stories that are shaking the tree this week. What is it? What's going on? Well, Artisolian, our old friends Artisolian, Mike Poundsmith, have announced a brand new role-playing game called Shadow Scar. Shadow Scar. Is that what it's called? Yes, Shadow Scar. This is a Japanese anime-inspired dimension-hopping RPG. It's written by Cody Poundsmith, who I think is Mike's son. And it's got some amazing-looking artwork on the page. So, yes. And apparently they did or did not use cultural consultants. At least it claims here that they reached out to cultural consultants anyways. But, it's inspired by dimension hopping, Naruto, their other games, steampunk, the usual things. It sounds a lot like a game they tried to do once before, i.e. Fusion, and maybe because it is, but is using a brand new D6 system called Mosaic, as opposed to Interlock, the system that they use for their other games. Yes, well, it's Artisolian, it could be good. Their stuff is usually good. Is there a market for another dimension hopping, Rifts-like, Fusion-like, anime-inspired caper game of trying to save the multiverse from demons? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe there is. There's probably something else going on. Okay, what else is going on in the world that has nothing to do with our major stories? Okay, Catalyst is re-releasing the first edition of Shadowrun. It's back in print. It might be already up at the site. Let me see if there's a link. Let's see. This is up at Drive-Thru. So Drive-Thru print on demand. It is the soft cover original Shadowrun book for $12. Nostalgia, I guess. I know it's like the 30th anniversary, I think, or 35th anniversary this year, so maybe that's why they're releasing it. But yeah, if you never got a chance to play first edition Shadowrun, you can get it the POD for $12. That's a worthy, that's not too pricey. Shadowrun is cyberpunk with the addition of magic, and cyberpunk was really, really big, and then Shadowrun came out shortly after the first cyberpunk games were coming out in around 85, 86, and it got pretty big too. It never really got as big as normal cyberpunk, at least where I was, but in other parts of the world, it got very big. People like the idea of guns and elves, I guess. As we know, Wizards of the Coast made several announcements at PAX Unplugged about the release dates for the upcoming books, and then removed those release dates. And as of today, we still do not have any release dates, but they announced the 2024 core rulebook, well, at least the Player's Handbook, coming in May, but now not. They have the Vecna book coming in 2024. They have the Lost Caverns of Tasso Jonas, Return to the Lost Caverns of Tasso Jonas, which they are referring to as single session D&D events. So I guess these are going to be Adventurers League tournament things are for your casual players like ourselves. We would just call these modules. You're just re-releasing modules, and for some reason you're calling them single session D&D events. Now, they made a big deal of, oh, we're bringing back tournaments, until people reminded tournaments never went away. And then they kind of pulled back on the whole, ooh, we're bringing back tournaments. We know how you much love tournaments. Here's Harmony Ginger's chance to finally prove she's the best D&D player in the world. Shout out to Harmony. And they were like, yay! But then the RPG, Adventurers League went, we've never stopped during tournaments. And Wizards was like, oh, yeah, well, it's the first time we're releasing tournaments if you don't count the Adventurers League. But if you do count the Adventurers League, then we never stop during tournaments. So basically, these are just repeats, just rehashes of older modules that they're trying to spruce up and get attention to by calling them single session events. That's a module. That's a module, okay? Most modules can be run in 1 or 2 sessions. I've played through Descent of Lost Caverns of Tasso Joneth using 5e and Pathfinder and older games. It's more than 1 session, so yes. Then we have the Infinite Staircase book coming out, maybe, and that's just going to be a revisit of what they did with the, the Tales from the Yawning Portal, where it's just going to be a hodgepodge of older adventures. I don't know what they count older adventures now anymore, and rehashes of some of the existing smaller adventures, I guess. We've got the Making of book, which also is apparently going to contain the original 3 books or a highly edited, highly criticized version of the original 3 books. This is their token attempt to try and recapture the old school's investment by going, oh, look what we did. Here it is. Here's the old book. I mean, sure, we've got like 20 pages of commentary and editing and complaining and insulting the old books, but here they are. You guys wanted the old books. And yeah, it's surprising that some of the people in the old school are actually going, oh, wow, this is really cool, because apparently they've completely forgotten that this is Wizards. But there were a couple old school people that posted when this first went live, like, oh, wow, this is so cool. We're going to see. It's like, no, it's Wizards, okay? So whatever this is going to be, it's definitely going to be highly tilted towards the current Wizards of the Coast. Shadowrun, awesome setting, horrible mechanics. That is true. 3 hours to resolve 1 round of combat. Grenades do the exact same damage as bullets. Yeah, horrible mechanics. So yeah, as of today, December 11th, we definitely can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that there will be at least 1 book releasing at some point in time between January 1st, 2024 and December 31st, 2024. And that book will most likely be the Player's Handbook for 2024 D&D. There definitely will be a digital one available if it's not already. I mean, let's face it, it's done. Between now and May, as for the other ones, well, we definitely guarantee that they are on the calendar. And they will maybe see the Vecna one at least. I mean, it kind of, they've sort of backed their horse behind the whole year of Vecna for 2024. But it's Wizards, so let's see what else is going on. They're kickstarting a new role-playing game from Free League based upon the Electric State graphic novel, which is just amazing. I back this. I mean, I know I'll never play it, but I just love the Electric State, and I love everything that he does. So, yeah. What else is going? Oh, yeah, Candle Obscura. People have finally getting their copies of the Candle Obscura book that they ordered when it went live. Remember how it was going to be a Halloween, just in time for Halloween release of Candle Obscura in November. Well, the reviews are coming in, and they are not good. Blacklog Games kind of went through it and tore it apart. Grim Jim went through it and tore it apart. And surprisingly, Indestructo Boy went through it and tore it apart. In fact, he went through it and tore it apart so badly that he had to ask people who were the fans of Candle Obscura not to send him death threats. He was so scared of how the Candle Obscura Critical Role fans would react to him tearing it apart that he had to say, hey, please don't send me death threats. This is the, loving, forgiving, all-embracing, non-toxic fan base that he's now afraid of, a fan base that he has, been part of for a while now. But yeah. I mean, if it's Indestructo Boy has to say, hey, I'm going to badmouth this game, but please do not send me death threats. How bad is it? How bad is Candle Obscura that all these people are saying, wow, this is really bad? Now, I've been saying since day one that this was a mistake. I've been saying since day one that this was a mistake on Darrington Press's part, because no audience. There's no audience for this. I mean, there's nobody out there who really wants to play Carnival Roll, Penny Dreadful, Call of Cthulhu Light, okay? Especially not the Critical Role fan base. And the fact that they're continuing to push it as hard as they are, despite how bad the reviews are. I mean, look at the numbers, Critical Role. Look at the numbers. It's doing like 10K views, 5K views, 2K views. That's 80,000K views. I mean, 80 views is under 800 views. I mean, it is not doing well. And they've had to restart it 3 times already to try and build up excitement. And there is one, because Call of Cthulhu, Penny Dreadful, Carnival Roll is not your target audience. And second, there are tons of games out there that do the exact same thing better. And then, there's no need to buy CO when there's Vaesen, Call of Cthulhu, Beyond the Supernatural, and tons of other games that do the exact same genre, but better, Carnival Roll. And your fan base is not Call of Cthulhu. Your fan base is fantasy. So you should have been spending all this time and energy in showing us the evolution of Daggerheart. But no, and the reviews are coming in, and wow. I mean, am I going to have to say, hey, please do not threaten me? What else is going on? I mean, I know there's something else that's going on news-wise. All right. Oh, yeah. Matt Colville, looking at 2,008,000 something, getting near 3 million. And oh boy, did the negative Nellies come out of the woodwork for this one. I mean, wow, they were just shooting from the hip on the badmouth Matt Colville thing. Matt Colville hates America. I kind of think that quote was taken out of context. Matt Colville hates men. Again, I kind of think that quote was taken out of context. In fact, you look at what a lot of these people are saying, bad-mouthing Matt Colville, and it just feels like sour grapes. It just feels like you're cherry picking to find things to be mad at Matt Colville, because you need a reason to be mad at Matt Colville because he's successful. And I mean, does this remind you? I mean, to me, it feels a lot like the shit that Kelsey got when she hit 1 million and suddenly everybody and their dog was bad-mouthing on her. And it basically just sounded like you were jealous. You're jealous that she succeeded and you haven't. And now we've got Colville closing in on 3 million, and we're seeing these comments about how he's shitting on the old school. He's shitting on the sacred cows of the 70s. He hates America. And I'm like, kind of taking that out of context, and it sort of feels like you're cherry picking. I don't know. I think the thing if you're going to focus on something to be negative about this, how about focus on the fact that it's not done? It doesn't even have a name. And at best, the Kickstarters are going to see physical product sometime in 2025. Now, I have been insulted and informed that if you go on the Discord, you can find copies there. You just have to join the Discord and get it. But yeah, look at this. I mean, somebody said Matt Colville's anti-American, and somebody else responded, yeah, he's so anti-American that he makes his stuff in America, sells his stuff in America, sells his stuff to Americans, runs his stuff on the American Kickstarter, and convinced Americans to buy a $500 mega box of his upcoming game that nobody will see into 2026. That definitely sounds like a capitalist to me, and not somebody who hates America. But okay, he hates America. I don't see that, but I mean, maybe I don't watch enough of his stuff. I mean, maybe again, then that also could just be the tone of his voice. I come across as arrogant and condescending, but that's, also just my voice, and I am arrogant and condescending. But I don't know. The point is, I mean, there's reasons to be angry at him, but the ones people are finding just feel petty to me. But whatever. We know I'm no longer a member of the old school. Yeah, I'm not backing it. Now, if he just said, I'm taking everything I like about 4th edition and representing it in a way that 4th edition is playable, and, here it is. But instead, he's making this half 4th edition, half powered by the apocalypse, half true 20 super powered heroes, monster hunter, vaguely video game-ish thing with tactical. I love the idea of tactical, but I mean, I don't know how tactical is super powered. Another super powered fantasy Avengers. You come out of the gate as a hero. You don't need to do torches or time or anything like that. And some people are like, that's a bad thing. And I'm like, I don't really care about that. If I'm going to focus on anything out of the Matt Colville story, it's the time frame. It's a time frame. That's the one that we should be upset about. But then again, there's people who are waiting for Kickstarters to be fulfilled that are 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 years old. I'm still waiting for that Freeport map. So, yeah, it's news, and we're going to copy it, talk about it. But hey, it's Monday. It has been an entire week since we have found anything to be upset about Wizards of the Coast. Yes, agree. Well, I've been told there's stuff on the Discord, but I don't see a link to that on the Kickstarter. But I'll double check. Hold on. I don't want to lie. Okay. Let's go through the multiple steps to find the Kickstarter. Okay, so I have been told that if you go to his Discord, you could find stuff. So I'm now looking at the thing, which is currently at 2,850,670 with 15,807 backers. He's convinced at least 200 people to buy that $500 thing. Sample pages. Okay. Link to the Discord. What we're funding, where your money will go to. I'm already testing it. The first packet went out to our contract testers back in August. Okay, so I guess that's the people on the Discord. How do I become a Oh, they were also having people sign up on the waiting list, which I guess I didn't make. Oh, okay. Yes, here we are. If you need to take our work for it, come to the Discord and talk directly or join the future playtest. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is right here. If you pay for the Patreon, you get into playtest. Oh yes, let's not forget the brilliancy of paying them for the privilege of playtesting. Because we all remember how well that did with the Marvel Multiverse game, right? Everybody remember that? Remember the Marvel Multiverse RPG with the D616 system and how you had to play for the privilege of playtesting that piece of crap? So yes, there is a link to the Discord. You can go there and then dig through the Discord to find the playtest stuff that's already been up there. And, you have the privilege of paying him, I guess. And then he's got a picture of his cat. So, I mean, I guess there is a link in the Kickstarter to the Discord if you want to waste the 12, 15 seconds, a minute that I spent to find it and then dig through the Discord and then, or just, pay to be on his Patreon for the privilege of paying him. Yeah. See, those are the things I'd focus on. I wouldn't focus on, a stupid quote about America and whatever. I would focus on things like, where's the link? And why do I have to dig through your Discord to find the link to the quick start? Shouldn't that be on the Kickstarter? Why am I going to have to wait 2 years if you've been playtesting it already? Those are the things I would focus on. I wonder if this means Matt Colville's going to ban me, because they banned Matt Colville. Got my friend Crafty, who owns a bunch of Matt Colville stuff, wrote him a very innocuous letter about, the time frame, and he got banned from the Matt Colville, Twitter. But he didn't say anything bad. Unlike our other friend, Double D, who just raked Colville over the coals, he got banned from Matt Colville's. And that kind of makes sense considering what he said about it. But yeah, so I wonder if this will get me banned from Matt Colville. But that's the news. So I guess that's what we're setting our sails by this week. The Matt Colville nonsense. Notice we've already forgotten the Goodman Games nonsense. And can Wizards of the Coast make it to Friday, December 15th, without getting in the news? Come on, Wizards of the Coast. I think you can do it. I think you can do it. I have faith in you that you're not going to do anything stupid for an entire week. I'm not going to bet money on this because I'm probably wrong because it is Wizards of the Coast. But I mean, come on. Could this be the fairy tale ending for Wizards of the Coast year, that they managed to go in an entire week without us being angry at them? Could be a Christmas miracle. I'll talk to you losers later. Have a great day. I appreciate